Did you go to the conventional medical doctor endocrinologist yet?
No, I was already 12 years
Uh,
into
so you
functional
already
medicine.
so you already got it. So you already understood, okay, I know what to
Yeah.
do. I know what areas to look at. 'Cause I just find patients that go to their conventional endocrinologist, they won't even look at those antibodies. And when they do, there's not really much they do. They're not going to put them on biologics or steroids. It's those medications are too strong and have potential side effects. So conventional medicine doesn't even really acknowledge that. And just curious your take on why that is.
Well, I think they have a different job than we do. I mean, they're trained to provide thyroid medication once the gland has become dysfunctional. It can't produce sufficient thyroid hormone anymore. And so they don't they I'm most of them assume what we assume, that it's an
Hmm.
immune driven condition. We're not going to treat the immune system. Our job is not to identify what it is. Our
Correct.
job is to manage the disease. So we measure two markers: TSH, free T4. If TSH is high and free T4 is low, we provide T4, and their job is to manage TSH. It's a different job. There's a lot of people that are unhappy in that model, but we can't. That's their job. That's their model. That's their training. And so in the beginning, I was like, why wouldn't they look at all this stuff? But I soften at the longer you're in it. After 30 years, you go, this is their job. I got a different job than they do. I evaluate things differently. My job is to help somebody recover from a thyroid condition, not manage their TSH and T4.
I think a lot of patients, they come in, they think, well, my medical doctor went to Harvard, went here. They must have access to all of the cutting edge information, right? So if they didn't tell me about the things that you're telling me, it must not have been important. I think people can deduce, or let's just say push some of this functional information out because they just think, well, if it was important, I would have got it. And I think a lot of conventional medical doctors, at least early on, feel that way too. Like, oh, well, functional medicine, if I didn't get it in medical school, then it must not have been important. Thoughts on that?
Well, you unfortunately, what's often taught in medical school is what's in the books, right? And so
Yep.
what's in the books is what was valid, maybe a decade or two decades ago,
Yep.
and not what's the cutting edge research. It takes about 10 years for today's research and findings to actually make it into a textbook and potentially
Even
get
longer, I think.
taught. Yeah. So yeah, the endocrinologist is trained in a certain way and they're taught a certain model, and they're so busy doing management that they're many times don't have the time to dig in deeper, or have the time to really dig into what the most recent valid research is to explain what's going on.
Yeah, and I think also too is you have allopathic medicine being very focused on pathophysiology. They're focused on the disease and then managing the symptoms of the disease. And when you see a functional medicine doctor person, they're looking at underlying physiology.